what kind of tea would you prefer, green or black?
Yeah, black tea, yeah.
Black?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's your bill, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What's up, everybody? This is Nitesh. Welcome to another video. Today's a special day. I'm interviewing Victoria Zagorsky. Alright guys, I have just arrived. We're here. I'm a little bit early, so I'm gonna check this place out, see what's here, maybe get some coffee, and I can't wait to start my interview with Victoria. Alright, so we're on the way. Hi guys, so Victoria is here with me. As I promised, we're going to ask some very interesting questions to her. You ready?
Yes, thank you very much, Nitesh. It's a great pleasure to be here.
So Victoria, first question. Why did you become an entrepreneur?
Well, that's an interesting question. I worked at Citibank and I really enjoyed my job. But I think that in order to grow, at the end of the day, you really need to move out of your comfort zone. And at some points, I thought I would really want to launch inside Middle East and Africa to deliver value to the community because I was a great believer in the importance of data science. And initially, the platform was started to advance data science in the region. And so I'm very grateful that I took this journey. A lot of challenges along the way, but it was a very fruitful journey.
My next question to you, and I think a lot of our viewers, a lot of entrepreneurs want to know this. How is it that you handle self-doubt? How do you handle adversity?
Well, that's a very important question, and it's true that all of us throughout the entrepreneurship journey face a lot of doubts, and I think it is very important to, first of all, when you come up with an idea, to really be very critical about it and to think about whether it is going to be successful or not. So while you absolutely need to have a positive mindset, but you also need to ensure that that's something practical, that it can be implemented. You need to validate your idea. You should be open to hear all the ideas and then realize that the feedback that you're going to receive from your mentors, for example, is going to be really valuable in helping you shape that idea into something more tangible and to make sure that it becomes a success.
Another thing is that when in self-doubt, you get afraid, you get fearful of making decisions, and sometimes not making a decision becomes the biggest problem. So handling fear, don't you think, is important as well?
Yeah, it's absolutely crucial because at the end of the day, you really need to overcome that fear, and you need to understand that all of us are experiencing the same thing. We all have doubts, we all have fears, but it's those manage to succeed, those who manage to overcome those fears, they are the ones that succeed. So you really need to be brave, you need to take action, you need to pursue your dreams, and you need to obviously have that positive mindset.
What makes you jump from your chair every day? What gets you excited?
Great question. Well, I think it's innovation, interesting ideas, new creative ideas. I was very fortunate to be part of Intellect. It's an incubator for the travel industry. An idea that I came up with is about the contactless payments for travelers to make it more convenient and easy for travelers to pay using the contactless wearable devices. And that's where I combined my passion for the financial technology and the fashion, because it's about bringing the two together and enabling payments to be done in a fashionable way.
So fintech and fashion, that's what gets you going.
Yes.
You know what gets me going?
What?
The heat. So I guess let's move to the office
Yes,
and we
that
continue
sounds
our
great,
interview there.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi. We are in the office now. My next question to you. If you could be anyone else, who would you be? And why?
That's a tricky question. Well, I would probably not want to be anybody other than myself, but if I could choose for one day, then perhaps it would be Alan Turing, the father of computer science and artificial intelligence. And I think it would be one of the greatest mathematical minds of the 20th century, so it would be very interesting to understand.
So you want to get into a mind of a genius?
Yes. Yeah, it would
Thank you.
definitely
Thank
be interesting to,
Sure.
to understand.
Awesome, awesome. And maybe make some money, some more money. And that brings me to the next question. Is money really more important than being happy? Or is it better to be happy even if you're not making a lot of money?
Well, I think it definitely makes sense to really pursue happiness other than money. And if you do what you really love doing and if you're passionate about it, money will certainly follow. But the key is really about being happy, and there is so much more to happiness other than money. So I would really encourage you to pursue happiness as opposed to money. But having said that, when you are an entrepreneur, you also really need to have that perspective of focusing on money from the standpoint of a lot of startups that are mentored. They really have brilliant new idea. They think that this idea is really going to transform the industry they're in, but they really forget and they leave money out of the equation. And as an entrepreneur, you really need to think about how you're going to be generating revenue. It may not really be a good idea just to focus on getting funding. It could be good if you get funded, but at the end of the day, it is something that adds to liabilities to your business. And as a startup, you may really want to focus on generating revenue first. So in general, yes, happiness is definitely more important than money, but as an entrepreneur, you're going to have a difficult journey, and money is definitely going to be one of the priorities. You need to understand how you will be making money, so you can't just focus on the great idea that you have, but you really need to be thinking about how that is going to generate revenue.
This has become the mindset of many entrepreneurs today. Their focus as and when they start is to the plan that they make is all about funding. It starts with seed and then it goes to A series and then series B and series C, and literally that's their plan to start up. And nobody cares about being profitable anymore. I mean, yes, it worked for Instagram, it worked for WhatsApp. They didn't care about making money, and they focused on selling off their venture to Facebook and Google. So it worked. Can it work now, or do you think being profitable is a better strategy?
No, being profitable is definitely a better strategy. So what I always recommend is that era is already over, and don't try to replicate the successes of those businesses, because the chances are that you're not going to be there. So really focus on generating revenue, really focus on becoming profitable. So that should be the strategy, not just about getting funded and burning the cash and expecting that you will sell your business, but really it's the focus should be on generating revenue.
What do you think is the one thing that you have learned and possibly can only learn as an entrepreneur and not in any other way?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I learned as an entrepreneur, and that's the only thing that you can only learn it if you are an entrepreneur, is that time is money, and you really need to make sure that you prioritize and you know how to say no, because as an entrepreneur you're going to have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of challenges, and at the end of the day what makes you successful is that you know how to prioritize. So you need to put the price tag on your money and to manage your money really very carefully. So that's one thing that I learned.
It's funny, I always, if the same question is ever asked to me before by my students or anyone else, I always say that you've slept enough for the first 20 years of your life. You can afford to sleep less for the next 15, 20 years, and then you can go back to sleeping more when you're 40, 45 again. That's usually the advice. Final question, Vic. What is the advice that you're going to give an aspiring entrepreneur or somebody who's just started the journey, what is the advice that you can give to that person?
Sure. So the journey is going to be difficult. There are a lot of challenges on the way, but it's all about the positive mindset. You really need to be resilient. You are going to experience failure, and we all do from time to time, but it's a matter of getting up every time you have been knocked down. So you really need to be resilient. You need to have the positive mindset. It's not just about visualizing your success, as the focus is a lot on visualization. That is very important because athletes typically have to visualize their success. But at the end of the day, it's really about the hard work, and you need to visualize, you need to believe that what you want can be achieved. And once you believe that this is possible, that you're going to work very hard to make that possible. So stay positive, has the growth mindset, believe that you can learn the new skills, believe that you can grow, and with the right focus and hard work, anything is possible.
With that, we come to the end of our discussion, not our relation. We're going to be in touch. Over the last 4 years, I've always taken advice from you. You've been a friend, you've been a mentor, you've helped me a lot, and I'm going to continue doing that. But in any way, thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a pleasure. I had a lovely day thanks to you, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you very much, Nitesh. It was a great pleasure to be here today. Thank you for interesting questions. You have been an inspiration to me for a long time, and we will definitely be in touch and continue working together.
Guys, I think that was brilliant. It was deep, it was insightful. I got to learn a lot, and I hope you did. By the way, I have a question for you guys. Do you think it's more important to be happy or to have a lot of money? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please comment below, like this video, share this video, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much. See you until later.